I'm feeling electrified, going to Paris.
Oh, arrived to Paris and I'm here with
David, bil- och motorbloggen Norge.
Morjes, tässä on Mauri Nurmi Espoosta.
and the reason why we are here is within this box. In this box we will find the VIP passes to the ABB E Grand Prix in Paris.
Paris, amour, my beautiful Paris, city of love, city of culture, has become the war zone with machine guns everywhere and fences to block your path. But let's try to see as it once was. Paris with its proud flag from the passion of love and temperament. Its beauty could not be mistaken if you look above the fences.
Here in Paris, it's a tough race, in all honesty, for us, for a few reasons. One, the circuit itself is quite short. It means that if you have got a slight mistake in qualifying or don't get it absolutely right, then the distance from being on the front of the grid or middle or back of the grid is a few tenths of a second. And that can be the difference between a good race or a bad one.
There you have it, from Allan McNish himself. Tough and short circuit. Michelin hosted me around the track in a BMW i8. A car I almost bought twice. Don't ask me why I did not buy it. I have no complaint about it. The circuit is very small and I have never seen so large steering wheels movements ever on a circuit. Narrow is another word popping up in my mind, but in a city race what to expect. I understand why we have motorsport events in the center of cities, bringing the sport closer to the people, but personally I prefer a proper racetrack. Nevertheless, it was a great opportunity to experience the ABB Formula E Grand Prix in Paris from a driver's perspective.
The biggest differentiator, I would have said, was the fact the surface is very smooth and it's very cold, so it doesn't generate natural grip like it would do when we go to, say, for example, Berlin, which has got a quite abrasive surface. So from a tyre point of view, the tyre management has been really key for us at the moment to try to understand how to get the tyre working in its optimum condition in the very, very limited number of laps we've got, which is actually only one lap before we go on to our full maximum power 250 kilowatts qualifying. And that really is a trick, and it's a trick where we need to work with Michelin to understand the tyre, the development of the tyre, and also the feedback as well. And that's the thing that me and my Audi career, so I've been driving in Michelin for 14 years of my career, that the relationship between the engineer, the tyre engineer, and the driver and the team is actually like one. And it needs to be, because it's such an important factor of performance, and it's an important factor in every type of racing, is to get the maximum out of it.
Serge, thank you very much for hosting us today at the Formula E in Paris.
You're welcome.
And I would like to take the opportunity to thank Michelin Motorsport for given me all the pleasure and the investments you have done so I can drive my car on the racetrack with the cup tires. Thank you very much.
Yes, that's a pleasure. And you know, it's perfect illustration of why we are in motorsport. We're in motorsport to learn things, to test technologies, to accelerate innovation, but the target is to have technologies to put in the street tires, like Pilot Sport Cup 2 or like Pilot Sport 4. And the Formula is a good illustration because, for example, the first generation of Formula tires, the tread pattern was the same than on the Pilot Sport 4. So clearly in the Formula E, we are there to work on the mobility of tomorrow and to transfer technology from the race tires of the Formula E to your tire you will be able to put on your car.
So I've placed the order for my first electric car, the Porsche Taycan. How will that benefit me, the development you're putting into the Formula E, when I'm gonna drive my electric car in the future?
Let's say that in the future, most probably, part of technology you will have on your Michelin tire will come from Formula E races. In Formula E, we are there to work on the mobility of tomorrow. That means we are working on energy efficiency. That's a key. Formula E, it's electric single-seater cars. It's on city centers. It's clearly the race of the energy efficiency. And we have developed a unique tire for that championship, and this unique tire is clearly focused on energy efficiency. How a tire can be efficient? There's different manners. We are thinking about rolling resistance. Rolling resistance is the energy used inside the tire due to the deflection of part of the tire, and we work on these topics for many years, and we reduce a lot this rolling resistance. And in Formula E, between the first generation and the actual one, we reduce a lot the rolling resistance. We reduce a lot the energy due to the tire.
The lightest version yet, Michelin makes a large contribute moving Formula E forward. 2 kilo less at the front and nearly 2.5 kilo less at the rear compared to the original first generation tire. That's 9 kilo for the team to work with. Motorsport is also about hospitality, and in the VIP tent I met a true artist.
Congratulations on your artwork.
Thank you so much.
What I've seen on all the picture, I will put a link below so everybody could spot your beautiful art. It is race drivers and cars.
Yeah, I like driver. I like Formula One, and I like Steve Magritte too. So I draw him.
The capture that you do, you know what caught this picture from me? First I spotted the orange Golf 917, but his eyes, they are spectacular. Congratulations. Do you focus on the person or the car, or how do you mix them?
First I focus on the person. I begin by the person, and after I put the car, but if I put the car only if the person is okay. If it's not, I do it again.
And the thing about a driver is he works purely on emotion and on feeling and sensitivities. An engineer works on numbers because that's the way they're set. And trying to make sure that we're working in a common language is something that is, I would say it's a trick. And it's a trick that generally I think we've got a good feeling for.
The cars are on the grid and you feel the tension in the air. They are talking about former Formula One drivers. To compare Formula One with Formula E is like comparing the theater with the cinemas. Two totally different experiences, but both have a story to tell. The drama in Paris was not a disappointment, with changing weather and contact between the cars.
The prize ceremony is just ending up. The winner is set. The Paris Grand Prix 2019 is over. Thank you, Paris, for hosting this event. Thank you, Michelin, for inviting me. And thank you, FIA, for bringing motorsport into the future.
Et puis bien entendu, on va se quitter en...